Hey everyone, welcome to Limited Appeal. Today we're doing another Pick 2 Premier Lorwyn Eclipsed draft. We've had a little bit of success so far, I'd say, with the Premier variant of Pick 2. I definitely prefer the, I don't know, what did we call the old Pick 2 drafts? Not Premier? Normal? 4 wins? Quick draft? I think it was like Pick 2... fast draft or something like that. I don't know. But I like exploring the pick 2 format to see how it kind of goes. It's obviously a little bit different than a regular Premier draft where you only see one card per pack. It kind of guarantees that you will fall into something that's open as long as you're paying like even a moderate amount of attention. We have more archetypes in this format than we do players in the draft. Assuming we ever fill the draft, because it's clearly not the most popular format. I think I've said that a few times if you watched the last couple of videos. The queue times have been rough, that's for sure. The alternatives, I guess, right now that are going on are Alchemy. I've never really been a huge fan of Alchemy. I don't know why. I just feel like it takes something that's like already pretty solid and like tested to a pretty high degree and adds in some absolute ridiculousness to it. Oh man, okay. So this is funny because in our last draft, for the first time ever, we saw somebody play Mistbind Clique. But I'm not sure it's like really all that good. Like it's fine. Bree is amazing though. It's a little awkward on like the color combination, but you don't really like Boros isn't really a thing, so you pretty much wind up splashing Bree no matter how you play her. But she is super. I mean, you could also just go Vivid, and then play her in that, and maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just start by taking 2 cards that we know will need some mana fixing to pull off. I don't know that I love Vivid in pick 2. I've never tried it. There's also 4 rares in this pack. It's crazy. But I don't really know what else we would take here. Nothing else really feels better than these things. Chain Prisma Basher, Liminal Hold, Changeling, Blossom Bind. We could also take a Pummeler, but I feel like Pummeler often wheels. But Prisma Basher and Liminal Hold are pretty solid in the Vivid deck. Liminal Hold is basically just like solid removal. We can be sort of like base green-white. That works pretty well most of the time too, as long as we get some mana fixing. If we see like a Druid or something, it would be pretty good. Obviously, if we find like a Bloom Tender, that would be dream scenario. But these are also kind of the best cards in the pack in my mind. Between like Blossom. Oh my god, on Bloom Bind, Blossom Bind. Does Bree care about giants? No, right? No, Bree doesn't care about giants. So this is like one of those. Oh, I mean, Noggle Robber is probably just the pick. Like it's double green and it helps us with our mana. I actually don't know about Stone back here. Like Guildweaver also really helps with the mana and the fixing. We'll take the Stone back now. I just think it's a really solid creature. Cinder Strike. I mean, we haven't found any mana fixing really. Tend the Sprigs is fine. We're seeing a bunch of elementals here late. The Spinners, it's not something we would play in this deck. I'm not even sure we are this deck necessarily, but like it's going to be hard to shift into something else if it doesn't work out for us. Let's just take no, Flame Cinder. I didn't have enough time to think about it. We're going to rare draft here, I think. That's one of the things that makes this format fun. All of these cards suck for me. I mean, all these cards kind of... Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's take the Merfolk. Maybe there's a world where we shift into Merfolk or something. I mean, I'm not going to play Springleaf Drum. But maybe it's better than the Bloodletter. I don't know. This looks really weird so far. Sunderflock, no! Okay, it's too bad. We don't really have elementals here, right? No. No matter what I do. I mean... we kind of do, actually. We could just be Elemental Vivid. Elemental Vivid's a thing. We just take those two. I would love if the Evolving Wilds wheel, but I don't think it will. Thunderflock is just so good. Makes some of our choices a little weird, but like this can work. And right? I'm pretty sure this could work. Luminolisk is not worth picking here, I don't think. And yeah, if Evolving Wilds wheel is fantastic. If it doesn't, whatever. Shimmer Wild's growth is pretty okay for us. I mean, Rhyme Speaker is fantastic in any elemental deck, and we will be playing bigger creatures. I just don't know where we're going to get our mana fixing right now from. And like this does give us a little bit more in terms of colors too. We're not big on vivid. Like we only have a couple of 2 cards so far that actually care. Maybe we just take the cleansing because it's a good card. And if we don't get there, then we don't get there. We can still just splash the white. Yeah. I don't know. This feels weird. This feels wrong. Obviously, we don't care about the duelist, but we could have had a pretty sick Merfolk deck, I think. We can take Doran. I don't know that we're going to play Doran, but don't really know what else we care about in this pack. Maybe Burning Curiosity is fine. This is just a mishmash of cards right now that I need to find, like, fixing for. And the problem with pick 2 sometimes is that you just will not find the fixing. There may not be enough fixing that's opened at the table for it to work. And then we're going to like, I haven't even seen a Changeling one that can do land. All of this kind of sucks for us. Although Evolving Wilds did wheel, so that's good. I don't really think we can play the Farewell. We might play the Guilt Leaf, honestly. Actually, we could also play the Glutton. The Glutton is probably good in this deck, too. None of these cards are good. But we're not doing the Goblin thing right now. Carol is a good card in this deck, yeah. I'm really concerned that we're not going to get any fixing at all, and then we're going to have to sort of be maybe red, blue, splashing white, which honestly maybe isn't even that bad. I don't think we played Dream Harvest in this deck, but we do have a surprising, like we have some ways to accelerate our mana to make this maybe not as bad as it really is. Maybe Spell Snare is just better. It gets a lot of things in this format. Yeah, that's another unfortunate pack for us. So I don't think we're going to live the dream right now. I think we're just going to be a really janky green, blue, white deck here. Thunderflock is perhaps not the best card that we could play, but we're going to because I don't have that many other options. And we got wrecked. You just did not see the things that I really hoped we'd see. Thirst for Identity is probably better for us than the Brute here. There's some solid black stuff still. Like we were still trying for Vivid, we could do that, but we don't really have enough Vivid payoffs to even go for it. Like we just have not seen them, unfortunately. Seer here and Cinder Strike here is good removal to round out this deck. We're somehow getting rewarded for whatever the heck it is that we're doing. Whatever this monstrosity winds up being. We didn't even see any of the Wicker Maw guy, did we? I'm not playing anything else here. So we have these guys on a white splash, which is probably worth it. How is this here? I don't feel like there's been that much green that's been like good. That's whatever. Okay, so this deck is a mess. Absolute horrible mess. And yeah. What does this do for us in this deck? How many? First of all, Prisma Basher can go. Kithkeeper, it can get extra creatures. Thunderflock, it can bounce everything twice. Rhyme Speaker, it can draw extra cards. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's also just something that's always going to eat removal. Because you never really want your opponent to stick one of those things on the board. Gristleglutton, I'm happy to play in any deck that's red, basically. It looks like we kind of wound up with just enough playables. By the skin of our teeth, I guess. 4 is 4 right. It's basically 5 white sources. No, I don't think that's right. I think maybe it's this. You don't need blue that much either in this deck. I think we just really need to hit our red sources. And this is probably fine. Oops, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't expect to get any wins. This is going 0-3. I'm calling it now. 0-3 deck. What I expect. It felt like we were going to get some like good Vivid payout, but hold on, the Luminalisk didn't even wheel. I probably should have picked up on that. I feel like maybe there was somebody else trying to do it at the table too. Luminalisk not wheeling is probably a good sign that somebody else is playing Vivid. It's not really like that good in decks that aren't Vivid, I guess. Okay, I guess there's really nobody in the queue. They're paired against bronze, and we have this. Oh, alright, well, we're going to probably lose to a bronze player, which is fine. I don't know. Like, the thing about bronze is it could just be like anybody that hasn't played in a while, right? Because kind of just doesn't mean anything. This hand, we can basically play everything in it as long as we hit one more land. Obviously, the liminal hold's a little bit rough, but yep. I'm not going to blow that up. Just need a little bit more land. Are they going to pick up and swing? Okay. Works for me, and we hit that. That is not. Currently, we're mono red. Our almost Vivid deck is playing out as a mono red deck right now. Against maybe elves? Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows what it is? I don't know what it is. You have a 2-drop? I mean, you're holding priority, so you have to be able to play something. I guess maybe they could. I guess priority could be them re-equipping this to itself. Okay, that's good. Now we can liminal hold at least if we need to. I think maybe we do just Cinder Strike it. I don't know. Yeah, because then they can't assert perfection easily or anything like that. We just want getting this off the board is fine. You might regret that if they play something big out, but maybe it was right to feed the flames that, because then they can't just get that back and tempo us if they have like a change in. So This is +1/+1, unfortunate. Which means that our giant can't trade with it. Maybe we do this then. Play out the aggressor. And then keep back our Flamecaster this turn so that unless they have removal, they can't get a good trade with the Brawler here. Because if they equip the Brawler, it becomes a 5/3, then back can trade with the Flamecaster. And if they attack with the Moonglove Extractor as well, then we can hit the aggressor with the Tam, sure. Annoying, whatever. Okay, so this is this is probably the wrong way to do this for them, but you know, I'll take it, I guess. I think we just rummage away the spell snare right now. We don't have a blue source, and we're getting later into the game anyway. A good draw, actually. I'll let us hopefully see some better stuff. In this Tam, ooh, okay, that's scary. I mean, it would be scary if they had more to like back it up. Like if they have a what's the thing called? Blossoming Hex Proof +2/+2, whatever it is. That might suck, but otherwise we're just going to kill the Tam. That's fine. It doesn't get protection from itself. Not how it works. And it wouldn't matter anyway because then we just swing it. Even if it lived, we just swing in for lethal. I didn't mean protection. It doesn't give itself hexproof, even if it is all the colors. So that game went like strangely well for us, despite the fact that our draw was horrible. I don't know why it queued us into bronze, but you know, can you do? I'll take the free win, I guess. But I feel like our opponent, they just made a couple of really poor choices, unfortunately. That attack with the elf was definitely wrong. I think they probably should have just held it back because at least to some degree it was stopping me from swinging in super aggressively, at least. With my giant, unless of course I remove, which I did, but they don't know that and they can't. And then the position they're in, they don't really have the luxury of playing around everything. This hand's good. Obviously, we still don't have any blue sources, but don't really need them. Looking at blue sources. Are we gonna get spell snare? Show me the spell snare. Nope. My goal in this draft is to spell snare somebody. That's my goal. Yeah, our opponent having a scoundrel on turn 2 and then watch them drop like what would be the best thing to hit here? Encumbered Regery is pretty good. Yeah, no, that's not the best thing, but it's pretty good. I think we're going to cycle away our island. I don't think we need another blue source this moment. Like, this might come back to bite us later on. If we get Sunderflock and want to play it out, but... Interesting. So we can do this. We won't do anything with it. We'll swing in with this. We're not going to discard a card. And maybe next turn we get them with a spell snare. Again, My goal for this draft is to get somebody with a spell snare. What is that? Is this Blight 1? That is not spell snareable. And it's a pretty good card in general here. Yep. I can't block. Take a bunch of damage. We can also swing back with a bunch of damage, which is nice too. So that's pretty good for us, I think. I think we hold the land to rummage it away. We do have, like, some things that we could benefit from playing here. Okay, that's annoying. That's really annoying, actually. Yeah, I think we're just going to lose to that obscene tempo here, unfortunately. So I'm going to chump the Regery. That way we only take 5. So next turn, if there's no good play here, we're just too far behind. Our opponents just had a really good start. This is like, honestly, a very solid Merfolk curve. We play out the Rhyme Speaker and we just hope they have nothing, I guess, because then next turn. Yeah. You just hope they have nothing. They need a turn with nothing, and we might stabilize. I don't think we will, but we might stabilize. But seriously, if they have like anything here, we're dead. Probably any creature, and we're dead. Probably any removal, and we're definitely dead. Because only 2 of our blockers can actually properly block. Okay, yeah, that will tap something down, presumably. And we're, I think, super dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not actually dead. We're effectively dead. Land? Nope. Alright. Not that land would have mattered, but like, very surprised that we didn't see more land that game. Obviously, we rummaged away some of our land, but we disproportionately saw not land. Think. Spell Snare. Could we have hit anything with it? Yes. Yes, we could have. If we had kept the island, we could have Spell Snare. It was an opportunity. Anyways, you know what? I said this was going to be an 0-3 deck. We're already 1-1. Something that's interesting about pick 2 so far is that I've never had the opportunity, I don't draft elves particularly well in pick 2. It's just always like the single most contested thing. I find that getting elves is a lot easier for me when we're looking at like a regular Premier draft. I don't know why. I guess everybody just forces it as hard as they can in pick 2. Alright. Let's do it. Do it. Yeah, obviously we're keeping this. I just don't know what we're getting. don't like Kithkin. Oh, this deck. I think we just get the planes, right? I mean, yeah, I think we just get the planes. If Flamebrighter dies, then that's fine. It's not actually doing anything for us right now. I could attack with it, but I don't want to. I don't want to rack my brain on what number of tricks they could have here. And obviously, they could just kill it with the kill target attacking or blocking creature. That would suck. Yeah, that will not get bounced with something. Thunderflock will cost. So we can play Thunderflock in theory next turn. I mean, we could play it now. Can't. Oh, we could play it. I don't think we do play it. We do this. And then depending on what they play, if they play out like multiple creatures here, we can Thunderflock, and that feels pretty good. Get a 5/5 out on turn 5. 5/5 flyer out on turn 5. You have nothing, huh? What do I do here? I think we just attack. It's not like I need to get value from the Thunderflock, but I also want to. Personify? That's what we've been playing around? Okay. Sure. If we play it out now, it doesn't really do that much for us. I mean, obviously, every turn that we don't play it out, it gets worse. Okay. That is actually fine. Like, we're way ahead right now. We're just going to liminal hold that. And then next turn, we potentially have lethal, depending on how they block. Yeah. It's fine. Do you really have another? You have really unforgiving aim. Okay, interesting. We don't actually have lethal, but they're in a not so hot spot, I think. Council shirt. Yeah, they don't have a 3/3 changeling that you can potentially attack with. 2 white, that's not too scary. How do I lose? 1, 2, 3, 4. Have that, play that. Have that. I think we just drop the Noggle Robber to go. And then next turn we basically just win off the Flamecaster. I mean, we could also have just... You do this. First bomb. Now we're representing lethal in multiple ways. So unless they have a way to kill me here. They lose. Sure, that doesn't do it. 6 damage coming in. No, yeah, 6 damage coming in. Yep, 6 is fine. Go to 11. Sure. Not going to be enough. Obviously, there's a world where they could have played 2 removal spells, and we could have been punished for playing that on our turn instead of on the next turn, but I don't know if that's really what I wanted to play around. So somehow we are 2-1 so far with this deck, which is truly mind-boggling. Because I don't know how it's got any wins. So what's awkward about this hand is that we can't actually play the Noggle Robber on turn 3 right now, which is obviously what we would like to do. We don't have enough red sources. Okay, still not enough red sources, unfortunately. And I feel like Flame Braider is probably just going to get murdered here if they have removal. Murdered here. Obviously, we're not going to swing in with our Flame Braider. Because they're probably just going to have, what is it, like this? They could have a Snake. And that makes me less concerned in general. Not really anything I can do here other than like Sunderflop next turn. My mana is unfortunately really rough on me. How does this work again? I should know because it's in our deck, but... Oh. So we could play out the Hurler here, which doesn't seem like that great. Or we could just play out the Sunderflop and cycle this, or we could play out the Robber and then get some extra value from it next turn, or we can... This just gets us in, like, playing this out gets us in like another 5 damage this turn, right? So yeah, let's do this. Get rid of the Robber. We don't need the Robber. And we can just play this out. And then if they don't deal with Sunderflop immediately, they're probably just going to lose. We technically have lethal on board. Do I have lethal? No, right? Are we 1 short of lethal? We can do 8. Yeah, we're 1 short of lethal. Unfortunate. You know, obviously we could Burning Curiosity and potentially hit something that gives us lethal. I don't know what would give us lethal, unfortunately. But I think we just play out the Hovel Hurler, hit them for 5, and then threaten to kill them next turn. You don't have enough... They can't gain life next turn, so... This is right? So that blocks here. We hit for 2, we hit for 7. This goes in for another 2, so that's 9. We can't do it any other way. We get blown out really badly right now if they have a do 5 damage to everything, basically. I think that's the only way we get blown out. which obviously they don't have at this point. No, you can't tap blue, you fool. You absolute fool. And then unfortunately, we can't. If I do this, I can't cast Kithkeeper. So if they have a way to deal with both of my creatures, then we lose. We can also just do this. And I think we win. There's no reason not to all attack, right? What could they have? What could they have? Sure, not enough. In theory, we probably should have killed the Bree there. It doesn't matter. Because Bree's, I guess, the only way they could have got back into the game is untapping. How do we have 3 wins? How? And we haven't even really seen any of the cards we're splashing for either. Like, technically we saw Kithkeeper, but we had already won by that point. I think it just kind of speaks to how broken Sunderflock is. The card is just so good. A 5/5 that bounces your opponent's like entire board half the time is just craziness. I don't think this deck is going to get any more wins. I think 3/3 is where we're going to bottom out with it. Calling it now. With the negativity. You know, I consider like 3 wins where we basically break even on a lot of these. I don't really care that we lose 500 gems some of the time. Like, we get some of the gems back in packs and cards. It still feels like we're able to keep playing Magic indefinitely. This is not a good hand at all. Like, this is a much better hand. It's still not great, but it's much better. I think we drop the Aggressor here. Because we technically can't cast it. I kind of like Hoffle Hurler more anyway. Even though giving... actually, in hindsight, giving the Stomp Lane double strike could have been pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It's close. Definitely close. Until your next turn, right? Yeah. So depending on what they do here, there's a world where we perhaps Burning Curiosity and Blight our Stompling. Yeah, okay. So I think we need Burning Curiosity. Actually, that's one right now we're just playing out the Guildweaver. Unfortunately, if our opponent is elementals, our Sunderflock is going to probably help them out a lot more than it's going to help us out. But this way, no matter what, we can get Hovel Hurler down next turn and start throwing our Guildweaver at them if we need to. I don't really know what Carol is going to actually do in this deck. I'm convinced that there's going to be something that it will do for us, but we could Cinder Strike this, get in for 3, drop Kirill, Or we could drop Kirill, Cinder Strike, because I don't really care about Kirill himself, I guess. In for 4. And then next turn we can play the Hurler. Because with Hurler, we kind of just want to get in as much damage as we can right now. And if they falter on any of their turns, then we wind up in a pretty good spot. Obviously, I don't think they're going to, since they have 6 mana, and you can probably just play out your 6/5, draw you a card guy, but you know, stranger things have happened. Maybe red and blue are their splashes or something. Maybe they're splashing blue. They're definitely not splashing red. Want to kill my Guild Weaver? Okay, sure. Give another Boulder Dash, double Boulder Dash? I'm fine with that. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, 2 pieces of removal for 2 creatures. I don't mind. It's not like Bree can do anything right now anyway. And this will probably eat removal if they have more removal. Maybe Bree sticks. Flamecaster, sure. So we can't, can we take these counters off without having a target for them? I don't think so, right? It needs a target. Okay, so obviously we just play out 3 here, and then maybe we swing in and draw some cards next turn. We'll have Syrup as well. I should have attacked first. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have attacked first and held Syrup just in case. I don't want to attack into that board with 3 mana open. We just get blown out by Tweez or something. Our opponent has 2 cards, 7 mana, and they're playing elementals, so like, if they have removal, they're obviously going to throw out a Bree. Okay, so that's fine. Keep Bree on top. Damn. Sure. Oh, super scary. If we played Burning Curiosity right now, it wouldn't do that much for us. We do this, and then these next turn we're going to play Bree anyway, right? So like it could, if we hit like Sunderflock or something, it would be really awkward. Obviously, we have to throw our Seer at Tam no matter what, basically. That's sort of like dead removal right now. Ugh. Okay, yeah. I mean, maybe they attack with Tam for some reason. Who knows? I mean, you can't do anything with it. It's just dead. Can you make something all the colors just for fun, I guess? Yeah. All the colors for fun. So. If they draw something that costs 4 mana, it sucks for us. If they draw removal, it sucks for us. If they do none of those things, it's fine. Like, we could attack with Hovel Hurler here to get in 4 damage. If it trades with the Rhyme Speaker, I actually think I'm fine with that. I will happily trade this with the Rhyme Speaker, actually. If they want to jump off with yeah, we just kind of cross our fingers and hope they don't have anything with 4 mana and this doesn't spiral out of control. Draw 2 land. Really? Ah, that's the worst. Okay, yeah, got it. Now hit me for 5. Like, obviously we could we may have done that to ourselves by attacking into the Sentinel, but we also may never we'll never actually know what happened. This way, if we hit a land, it's good. So we hit 2 land. It's not as good, but we have what, 4, 5, 6 lands. So even if we hit a 4-drop off the top, we still can't. So this turn, if they whiff, which they won't, of course. Then we can. Oh god, that's like the pull. That is the exact opposite of whiffing. Damn. Okay. I mean, I guess you only draw 2 cards. Okay, draw 2 cards. Yep. All right. Not being able to kill this, basically, like this Tam did more work than I think I've seen a Tam do in a long time. Saving that Rhyme Speaker. That Rhyme Speaker single-handedly won. Because we were like on the cusp of probably winning with Bree and how much removal have they played? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Do you actually have another another cleansing? I guess would be what this is. Would be pretty good. Or are you just thinking about what attacks to make? I don't think there's any world where I win this game. I think the way that I win, I don't really think that there's a way that I win, is this way. Like, I have to hope there's no more 4-drops in their 5 cards next turn. If they have another Boulder Dash, I'm dead anyway. And then my hope is basically to throw this at them, play that out, and then hope they don't have the removal, or hope they don't have the. That is actually not bad for us. Actually, is it bad for us? It's not bad. Okay, so hold on. So they can hit me for 3 if I don't kill this. This is going to swing in for 4. This is going to swing in for 4. They go to 2, which would be fine. And then next turn, they'll be able to swing in with this, this, and this. And then I'm dead if they have anything that costs 4. I think I'm just dead to anything that costs 4 in general. I mean, alternatively, what we could do is we could kill the Flamecaster, We could. Yeah, I think this might be right. So what we do is this. Attack with these. See if there's any blocks. And if they don't block, we have to kill the striker. And if they have a 4 drop, then they have and we lose. It's just what. Otherwise, we go to 1. And they have a chance to rummage as well. So, like, I see there being 0 chance that we win here. They have potentially access to effectively 5 cards. Anything that costs 4 kills us. Anything that's removal, 4 mana cost, or pump. Those things all kill us. If their hand is only land or only creatures, we're fine. Okay? That is none of those things right now. Don't slow roll me, bro. Don't slow roll me, drunk Uncle Tommy. Okay? That is a creature. And that is not lethal. Holy moly. They should have rummaged. They should have rummaged. Why didn't they rummage? You had lethal. You had lethal potentially, drunk Uncle Tommy. You threw it away. There's no reason they don't rummage there. Especially if they had an island in their hand, like... Actually, hold on. We just give 2 guys flying, right? They only have 1 reach? Yeah. Oh, drunk Uncle Tommy. I'll take it, though. We're somehow at 4 wins. Like, seriously, you need to rummage there. You potentially have lethal, and you can see that I have lethal. Maybe swinging it. Maybe they don't see it. Maybe they didn't see that I have lethal. But, like... Ugh, come on. I should have lost that game. Alright. Can we somehow get to 5 wins with whatever the heck this deck is? I guess that's the dream. Giant Tribal. Giant Tribal is what it kind of felt like after that game. Yeah, I mean, it's not a good hand, but it's not a hand I can mull either. Like, we have our best... We, in theory, have our best card here, and we have removal for this. Then next turn we can draw some cards. This is, like, so much better if they don't have anything. Cool. Oh, they have a flock. No value. No added value from the Flock Imposter. Not particularly scary either. No attacks, huh? What are you afraid of in this situation? I guess me having a Flock Imposter? I kind of want to play out the Guild Weaver and have the Sunderflock. Like, I kind of need all of this land potentially. Well, maybe we just discard 2 land and maybe, yeah. But I feel like they have a counterspell. This is like so weird for them not to have a counterspell. This is tough, actually. Let's just ditch our land. And this way we can Sunderflock if we are given the opportunity to, I guess. Like, if this doesn't get countered, we can Sunderflock next turn if we want. I don't know why we would want to, but we can. It is an option. Disrupt. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. No problem. I mean, I take 5 here, but it also explains why they didn't attack. We can do this, and then we can play out Kirill after. I can't do it the other way. I can't play Kirill to get double. Also just play out the Hurler. I don't know that I love that. You have another one? See, the downside to this is that if I do this, I get another body on the board, which is nice. And it's a body that they probably have to deal with. But then I don't have the mana for Sunderflock anymore. And, I mean, honestly, I actually don't care about that. Like, Sunderflock sends the Disruptor back to their hands, and then the Disruptor potentially bounces Sunderflock, and then I don't have the mana for Sunderflock anyway. Yeah, it sounds not as good as it probably could. Unexpected Assistant, sure, draw some cards. We're a Merfolk deck that has not really played any Merfolk so far, but... I mean, you technically have, but this is not the start I generally want to see if I'm a Merfolk deck. There's no real, like, massive value right now for Kirill. I'm actually pretty sure there's no value for Kirill in our deck at all, other than being an immediate target for removal. Fortunately, our opponent doesn't know that. Cool. Alright, doesn't matter. I hate this game. This game is stupid. Run away together? Do you have something else for me? Wouldn't surprise me at this point. I really want to kill the Disruptor before we even think about playing Sunderblock out. Strike. So you get 2. That's not the end of the world. But all of these flyers are the end. If Bree lives, we're in a fine spot. Question is, do I attack here, right? Because, like... No, I don't see a good reason for me to attack. And obviously we could have put that on the Hurler and got an extra Hurl, but I don't think that's really worth it. Since this plays around another Glamour Gifter. Another one. Ugh, and they main bright side, they have to immediately deal with it, otherwise Creek and Trick. So what can I do now? Like, we could feed the flames, the imposter, hold up spell snare. That feels really weak. We can play out the Stompling, and then we go down to 4, and that seems really bad too. The Sunderflock is actually the worst it could, like, theoretically be right now. Maybe just pass the turn. It lets them like potentially counter or feed the flames, or I think they had enough mana up to counter the feed. They did. They had 4, 3. Yeah, they had 3 blue up. So. Yeah, I don't necessarily care about that, I guess. Damn it. Just gives, I mean, actually it does do more than I probably. Obviously we could keep spell snare up, but I'd rather just get rid of stomping ground. We don't have an attack unless we can also hurl something. We want to take 2 here, I guess. My opponent has us on quite the efficient clock. We top deck a island where actually that's so yeah, there's not I can't even there's not anything I can really do here. That's good. So I guess we like throw away that we toss the Glamour Gifter back. That just is what it is. If they have a way to protect it, like whatever. Put it up top. Okay. And that is kind of reassuring. I don't have any good attacks because I can't hurl. And obviously we're still stuck in a situation where we want to have one more island. Because if we had one more island, we could hold Spell Snare up. And I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but who knows, maybe it is. Like Spell Snare would have saved us from either one of these. No? Didn't, but it could have. They don't necessarily have any good attacks here either, I don't think, unless they draw something or something changes. Like, this can make one of these guys small, but it can't really attack through both of them. I guess if they attack with a Distractor, I could... Oh. Yeah. So now they do have some good attacks. Actually, this is actually kind of ideal, right? Because now I can play this Underfall. Let's see if they have a counter. Oh god, gross. Okay. What does this do again? As long as you attack with 3 or more Merfolk. Okay, so if they can bounce this, I go down to 2. No, if they can bounce this. If they can remove this, I'm dead. Because that would get her. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we can work with it. Yeah, I think this is what we do. I don't think they're going to play the Glamour Gifter out here. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm always wrong. I think they play out... I don't know what their attack is here, honestly. I guess they make that small. The question is, do I just chump? Or do I try to kill it? Because I can't really do... If I do this, then I'm in a bad spot potentially next... Whatever. I think I have to do this. And if they have, again, if they have anything, I'm just screwed. I have actually never seen anybody play that card. I'm just dead, right? I am just dead. I mean, technically, I'm not just dead, but I'm just dead. Seriously, I've never seen this card played in this format. Across all of the drafts that I've done. Never. Not once. GG. But again, we're at 4 wins with this piece of garbage, so. That's what I call a win. And obviously, if we somehow get one more, then, like, legitimately is a win. And hey, this is a good hand. This is a turn 3 Weaver. They leave my Braider alone, which I don't see happening given that they're already playing a Swamp. This is the... Oh god, okay, yeah, that needs to die. Not yet, but it does need to die before it starts getting value. I mean, we do have Viva Flame, so... Yep, that's fine. I don't really care about that, actually. I don't really have anything else that Play Weaver is going to cheat out. I guess Kith Keeper, technically. We could have actually had a turn 4 Kith Keeper, in theory. What can they, like, I guess... It's just, do I hit the Lissalana and give them the chance to bring it back? Or do I just go straight for the Dissident? I think I'd go straight for the Dissident. I'll get to surveil. Just, do I care about the... Probably, right? I don't really want to... They've... I mean, actually, maybe I do. They kept it on the top place. Oh. Okay. Cool. I'm fine with that. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We gotta go planes because we don't actually need 2 planes in this deck. That seems good. Nope. blocks. There's obviously some awkwardness here where, like, we still can't lay out our Sunderflock because mana. Like we could just kill the guide. But I feel like this has a much higher upside. I don't care about the aggressor. That's actually good. Because I'm happy taking 5 here. I mean, I'm not happy taking 5 here, but I'm willing to take 5. What's annoying? I mean, I was going to just... Yeah, where's... Seems pretty good. We could have obviously rummaged with the Glutton, but it wasn't really like a good... I kind of like everything in my hand. I want to keep my hand the way it is. Again, I think I actually just kind of want to keep everything. Do we just Cinder Strike, I guess? Alright, GG. Thunderflock does it again. Heart is broken. Somehow we're... Sorry. I have a cold. Trying my best not to cough into the mic. Yeah, we... 5-2, I guess, or something. And we still haven't got to play Bree. It's just this card. This single card here is just winning us so many games. Our aggressor's done nothing. Our Kithkeeper's done nothing. Our Bree has done nothing. Time Speaker's done work in that last game, but that's about it. Otherwise, I genuinely do not know how this deck has won it so far. Let's see if it can get another one, I guess. Alright, here we go. Game 6, or Game 8? Game 8? Yeah, Game 8. No matter what happens at this point, we are super happy with how this massive pile of cards is performed. That's all I can really call it, is just a pile of cards. Not much more than that. Barely a deck. Oh man, giant tribal basically. Mock combination of elementals and giants, I guess. That's the best way I would describe this right now. Let's see if we can find an opponent today. Maybe, maybe not. Nobody wants to throw down against our giant mess of cards. We found Captain Clater. Or Captain Clater. Ugh. Okay, I mean, you know, actually, I say ugh, but top decking a island is fine. Top decking a land is fine. We have Glutton to rummage away some stuff. I feel like this is probably not like... Okay, that's really unfortunate. It's literally something I can't do anything about, and it's going to put our opponent ahead. Like if I could have spell snared that would have been sick. That's not as bad. Or, oh no, our mana, man. Okay. What I had wanted to do was hit a forest there, or sorry, hit a mountain there. And then we could have just played out the Noggle Robber into turn 4 Guild Weaver, which would have actually been really easy. Yep. It's fine. Our opponent does only have 2 cards in hand now, though. Let's see if they keep something on top. They did. Oh god. All right. I think this is GG. Let's get rid of keeper at this point. I think. Well, we're stuck on 3 lands and we can't do anything with them. Our opponent is beating us down for probably 7 at least this turn. This is just very unfortunate. We needed to hit 2 land and we just didn't. We hit the wrong land. Oh well. Again, 5 wins with this deck feels like a win. It feels like it's probably as good as it was realistically ever going to do. Into a Tristan's command. Okay, buddy. Okay. Is that just lethal? No, it's not. Well, it's very close. I'll go down to 4. And I still don't find land. Cool. Alright, well, you know, sometimes you flood out, sometimes you don't draw your land, and sometimes you do that and your opponent overruns you with a Tristan's command on turn 5. That's how Magic goes sometimes. But regardless, I think this is still super good for how this deck should have realistically performed. I consider it a win. Anyways. That was our draft for today. Come back next time for some more limited appeal. Bye-bye.